You know, I don't know why. I mean, I guess what I want for you is to have in your life only the stuff that brings you joy. Only the stuff that uplifts and elevates your heart. You know? And then, you know, so when people are telling me about photographs, yes, we have lots of photographs. We've got bins, we've got all kinds of things. And so one strategy with photographs is just sit night after night with a stack on your lap. So you don't even want to do that.
Yeah, because they're in an album.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine having the time ever to look through
I never
the
put
album
mine in
and pick
albums.
out.
I just they've been loose. Got 6 albums. So go through the photo. Okay, so then take the album and put it in the recycle. Go buy
That's right. Yeah.
But another strategy, you look at the album, you look at all your photos, and if you feel that there's more than you actually need, you know, go through them and let go of all the rocks, the trees, the flora, the fauna that you have no idea where the hell that rock is. Why do I have a picture of this rock? So those go first. Then you let go of the pictures of all the people you used to work with that you're not working with anymore, and you decide if that friendship is still so intact that it earns a right to live in your photo album. And then if you have lots of duplicates, start separating them and give them out to family members so they can deal with it. And then keep a few and let the rest go. Again, I don't know how it is that we think everything we've done in our past is going to be living with us for the rest of our life. It seems to keep following us.
I didn't used to be that way, but now the more Alzheimer's is present in our consciousness and in, you know, our society and our culture, that is what makes me want to keep more things. But I was lucky. My stuff got lost in a flood, most of it from my past.
She was lucky. I was a victim, yay!
Well, it was in my mother's basement. It was flooded. It was gone. There was nothing I could do. And I miss those things.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a lot of photos of Europe. So
Yeah, but it was also out of your control.
yeah. So in that way, I kind of got lucky. But as far as stuff, but Alzheimer's is a very real thing, and that's
Absolutely.
why I want certain things to be able to remember.
And great, but I don't know if we need everything.
No,
I just don't know if we need everything. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
just one of
For
mine.
whatever you're decluttering, if you have that sentimental heart or this fear, you know, I know that should I be diagnosed with Alzheimer's, there's going to come a point where I'm not going to give a shit about anything.
You don't want anyone to remind you.
I don't. But if they keep trying to remind me and I can't remember, it's going to be really hard it's going to be harder for them than it is for me.
That's true.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm not a clinician, but I also know that I'm encouraging be more judicious about what you are holding on to. You know, because not everything is going to feed us emotionally or intellectually the same way. So come up with your own criteria of why it gets to live in your space. Mine is it's got to feed me here, here, or here. That's why I don't think there's any rules to organizing. I think it's a lot about principles. And you develop your own principles about it. My principle is Regina doesn't like being inconvenienced. That's a principle for me. It's not a rule, you know. So because it's all about me. It's all about me and my space. And I want to be comfortable here. So in order for me to be comfortable here, I have to make some hard decisions about out here and back here. And I will always have to make hard decisions. You know, that's just the nature of being alive. You're always going to have stuff coming through your front door. So if you can come up with your own criteria for what gets to come through even. You know, I'm
Myrna. We're talking at the same time. 3.5 good girls. Very much like Adele. I know how to organize it, but it's just, I start creating piles. Like I'm really good about mail. Like mail comes in, I go junk,
Deal with it.
and then I put it in a pile, like the
Mhm.
stuff that needs to be reviewed or the bills, and then I just keep revisiting it.
Mhm.
And my old boss used to say, I touch it, and I look at it, and then I move it over here,
Mhm.
and then I move it over here,
Mhm.
and then I move it over here,
Mhm.
and I have a hard time deciding like what to
Yeah.
get rid of when
Yeah.
I've already gotten rid of the junk. It's
Right.
just the stuff like,
Right.
oh, I might want to go to that place, and I want to keep this brochure.
Okay.
But I like that idea of the file folders. I can do that and then keep going through that.
Well,
But then I'm still going to touch
yeah.
it.
So here's what I'm thinking. I've seen this work really well with some people. Are you working outside of the home?
I've always worked outside of home. I'm going to start working in the home.
Well, you already are working in the home,
Yeah,
but not getting paid for
right,
it.
Right, but I'm going to be starting a job where I work from home.
Okay.
So I have to be organized, you know.
Yeah. So here's a suggestion. Since you are going to be spending time there, more time there, look at the 7-day week, and decide at what point are you going to create what I call my business of business day. It's the business of my office. I have Friday afternoons is a good day for me from about 2 o'clock. I usually work with clients in the morning. Every other month I give a workshop on Friday afternoon, so I know that I have to adjust. But on that business of business time, it's a 4-hour block of time, and I get that I'm a very solo person, and so I get that my time is my time. I don't have children tugging at me, or partners or anything, parents. In that 4 hours, that's when I deal with all the stuff I touched once. And so you have a whole week of stuff that you're bringing in. I may want to save this. That's the day you make those decisions. Am I going to go to it? You look at the date, you look at your calendar, can't do it, out. But you get that block of time, because I'm hearing that you're good at getting rid of the obvious. Perfect. I want to help you get good at just creating that block. And even if you're not in a home-based business yet, see if you could create a habit out of that now. And just see feel it,
Yeah.
Try it on, but let your new principle about how to deal with this stuff, that's when you're going to deal with it. That's when you're going to deal with it. And you'll know all through the week that you're going to deal with it that day. So you can not spend as much time even wondering, but you have to deal with it that day. It's a rule. Okay, Karen.
So Karen, I have 11-year-old and 6-year-old twins. I have all the stuff back here, and I have a hard time getting rid of it. I try to, but then at the same time, I'm kind of like Jennifer, where it's like, I'll find a home for it, it's in a bin, I will get to it at some point, but it's not that I don't have time, but I don't want to deal with it. So
Right.
I try to organize it into a bin for, okay, at some point I need to get through this, but then the bins start piling up, and
Right.
then it's just too much. So.
You like bins too, don't you? We love it when our stuff is contained. It just makes us feel better. It just does.
So like the school stuff, I went through an initial pass and I threw out all like the wrinkly papers and everything, but then everything else I just filed it all nice and straight, and now they're in a bin, and it's like each kid has like a giant bin of paper,
Right.
junk, and I need to go through it and dump it, but that takes like 2 hours, and I don't want to spend 2 hours doing that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I need to.
Yeah, I mean, have them do it then. Come on, they're 6.
I know, but when I'm trying to get rid of toys with them, that's the point where I'm ready to get rid of stuff and they're not. I'm like, no.
Have them do the papers and the toys.
Honestly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some stuff that I've heard. I heard running out of time. Hillary tries and runs out of time. So here's a thing about setting yourself up to do the work. Here's another principle. For every hour you're going to spend in the act of uncluttering. And when I talk about uncluttering, I'm like one shelf, one drawer. Step back. Try this experiment. Take one of your so-called junk drawers and put an old sheet or towel on a flat surface, floor, table, and set a timer. Take the drawer out and dump it right on the sheet or towel, and just separate. And now what you have is a bird's eye view. And you can say, whoa, why do I have so many soy sauce packets when there's a bottle in the fridge and one in the cupboard? And oh, this is what happens to rubber bands when you haven't used them for a long time. What are these tweezers? Why are all these tweezers here? I just bought tweezers. I didn't know I had tweezers. And then you'll find keys. What the hell does this go to? And you go through, you just look and you observe what you have and you start making decisions. Put a trash can right next to you and you start making those decisions. And you're getting judicious. You're really thinking, how many ketchup packets do I need? How old are these? What else is in here? String, twist ties.
Menus.
Menus.
Oh man.
Caps to water bottles.
Caps to water bottles. What else?
Coins. Change.
Coins. Okay. Screws.
Utensils.
Yes.
Screws, screwdriver.
Lots and lots of utensils. Okay. So you're doing the one drawer. The timer's going. You throw. And then one suggestion, as I think most of us already have whatever products we need. I mean, I go into homes all the time. They have spent a fortune. You're spending fortunes at Bed Bath & Beyond Container Store. I see it stacked up, empty. I see it in boxes, empty. I see you love this stuff, but you don't know what to do with it. Container Store, don't get me on the Container Store. Container Store is hiring out organizers at $50 an hour to go in and sell you products. Do you know who calls a professional organizer? The chronically disorganized. And the chronically disorganized love organizing products. So the organizers in organizer land, they're up in arms, the Container Store, competition. I'm like, no, it's good for business. Because then they're going to call a real organizer and say, I bought all this crap from the Container Store. I don't know what to do with it. It doesn't work anymore. The system doesn't work for me. So I think it's all going to be good. For organizers, not necessarily for the consumer. So you have your drawer, the timer. Okay, so here's a product. One thing, because we like to contain things, I love drawer organizers. I love trays. And at Bed Bath & Beyond, in the kitchen section, mostly you'll find it here, you'll find these acrylic or bamboo or plastic trays. And the plastic ones have a rubber bottom so it doesn't slide around. And so when my team, when we're hired to do a kitchen, say, well, what should I get? I say, get all manner of sizes of these drawer inserts, those drawer dividers. Because you can return what you don't need. So get different sizes. There's long ones for long utensils. There's short ones. There's round. There's all kinds of sizes. And once your drawer is empty, two things have to happen. You have to decide, what is this drawer going to be now? What gets to live here? If you're going to continue to call it a junk drawer, I would call it a utility drawer. Because junk, all of a sudden, it just becomes junk. And then we open it, so we have it all organized and it's beautiful. Somebody's coming over, it's gonna go in the junk drawer. Stop. But after you've done the drawer, threw stuff away, you decided here are the things you're gonna keep. Organize the drawers with these organizers and then put them in. And if you have small children, one strategy you might want to just take that extra step and put a label on the back of it. So when you open the drawer and you see the back of the organizer and you see a label, because then they'll start. It'll be there'll be recognition. Oh, it goes here. The scissors. I mean, I just live by myself and I label my shelves. Because I love my label maker. I have shelves, I have cupboards that are very deep and I can put all kinds of stuff back there. On the inside of the door, I have the legend of what I have in the back. You know, I just, because I'm not going to remember and I can't expect myself to remember. I already have to remember, you know, what's on my calendar and things that I have to do. We have so many expectations on our memory, and we just can't. We're not supposed to remember everything. That's why you write shit down. So in my space, I open the cupboard in the bedroom, the closet thing in the bedroom, and I have this little sheet about what I have in the back shelf. You know, it's like, where did I put that? Where did I put I still have my PC, my laptop PC. Because I always think, there's got to be something on there I'm going to need. And I have it. So, you got the drawer, you've done the thing, you set the timer, and then when you have finished the project, the drawer project, how much time did it take you? You've got to know how much time it takes you to do a task in order to not slip up on the other side of it. Because so many people, this is the day, they say, I'm going to do the garage today. You can't do the garage like that. Unless you have the team ready to meet you at 9 and you've got the dumpster out front. You know, you want to plan these things. So when you know, when you figure out how long it takes you to do a task of organizing a drawer, then you use that knowledge and you tackle a shelf. Because so many people will go, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. They roll up their sleeves, they take everything out, there's a big mess, and then it's like, oh gosh, I've got to go pick her up from soccer practice. What happens? It goes back in. So give yourself a break. And so one of the strategies can be this. For every hour that you're going to take to unclutter a space, say, I'm going to do the drawer. I'm going to do 2 or 3 drawers today. For every hour you spend uncluttering the space, you need to have the next hour to integrate what you're going to keep. The drawer organizers do that. Get the trash out. Is this going to Goodwill? The second hour is going to make things right again. So when my team is out there and they're doing a garage, and what most garages I can guarantee we can get it done in 7 hours, depending on how many people I have on the job. My team leader knows that it has to get to a certain point in 7 hours, and so probably 3.5, 4 hours into it, she's going to check to see where everybody's at, and then the reintegration is going to happen. And then one of the less experienced organizers on the team is going to start sorting. Okay, this is okay. Now we have the trash pile, and she's going to start getting all the stuff in the bin or the dumpster. And at the end of 7 hours, we're done. It's beautiful. The space is. But we're watching the time all the time. So that's a really big strategy for you. If you're going to embark on these decluttering projects, one file drawer. 1/2 of the file drawer. Do you know what I mean? Make it as specific and measurable as you can. They call these SMART goals. Acronyms. Specific, measurable, attainable, say R, I'll get the R, and timely.
Realistic.
Realistic. Yes, realistic. But chunk it down. I was in a home with a family. They were in a 1-bedroom apartment, and they have a 1-year-old. And the place is not safe for her to crawl around. She cannot crawl around her space. She's 10 months old. She can't crawl around. And they're a one-bedroom apartment, and it's kind of goat trails around the apartment. And it's life, it's stuff. They both like, one's a crafter, there's crafting things everywhere, and he collects Disney figurines and skulls, and there was everything was there. It's a lot of stuff. And I told them that if they can take 4 hours every Saturday, put it on the calendar. Here's another way you're going to succeed in decluttering yourself. Get it on the calendar. If the work feels tedious and irritating and you hate it, get a friend. But then you're going to have to reciprocate. Bring in pizza, some wine, and have at it. So I told this family, 4 hours every Saturday, 2.5 hours work on this, 2.5 hours start cycling stuff through, get it out. I said in 6 months, 96 hours, you can get your house done. It's you have to prioritize it. It has to become the thing you're going to do no matter what, or you're going to not feel comfortable in your space. You're going to be unhappy. And I saw that this couple, there was a lot of love there, but they're starting to get really irritated with each other. They're also thinking about having another child. And I'm like, smackhead roll eyes. So much of this is on you. It's how is it that you want to be comfortable in your space? What does that mean for you? Look at the future and look at your past and see what you're really holding on to. I think a lot of people with a lot of clutter, I believe that there's fear and depression going on some level. Some people have had big transitions in their life. I heard a couple of you say, before children, however you were living was pretty manageable. More kids. Here's something else. If you have friends and well-meaning friends and family who are giving a lot of stuff to you, you know, you've got twins, you're going to need this, you may be holding on to things for additional children. Give me one more second. Send an email to the family. Say, we are embarking upon a new journey in our lives. We've decided we want to live better with less stuff. Would you mind giving us experiences instead of things for a while? Let's go out. Let's have dinner. I'm afraid of sending you to Disneyland because you're going to come home with a whole bunch of but put the family and well-meaning friends on alert. We have enough. We have enough. Right now we have enough. So let's go out to dinner. Yes?
How can you have people help you in decluttering? Because, for example, if it's my stuff, I want to see what I need, what I don't need. So, for example, it's easy for me to do the garage. I don't care. It's my husband's stuff. I can throw everything away. He's never going to be like, if we try together, I'm like, hey, Jim, do you need this? And like, it's just annoying to have somebody else because you just got to go slowly.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I've had it done, and it's very hard because they take your stuff and they throw it out. Like,
well, nobody. Who do you work with? Who are you working with who does that?
My husband's aunt actually came and decluttered my closet.
Oh my gosh.
And it was so difficult. I almost cried. I'm like, don't touch my stuff.
No.
And then it was awesome because then all that stuff you don't need. You don't need it.
Yeah.
Then you fill the closet back.
Yeah. Well, the way we work, I mean, we have successful combinations of teams, so 2 or 3 over 2 to 5 days. The team leader is the person that the client will work with the most, and you're just shoulder to shoulder, and you're making decisions together. You know, you'll hold something up and go, I don't know what to do, and then she'll start asking you questions about it. You've made the decision, and now you have somebody that's going to get it cycled away or get it cycled back in, and then you and the team leader go on to the next thing. So someone's always putting things away and making it hot, and someone's always getting the things out. You know, we don't like to leave jobs We love leaving jobs with our cars filled with stuff to go to Goodwill. You know, I mean, if we leave it on site, we just know that it's going to go back in the closet at some point. Yeah.
That was a little bit of my question about getting rid of stuff. I start to feel really guilty about what's going into the landfill.
Yeah, good.
And,
You should.
but it doesn't mean I want to carry around with me for the next 20 years.
If somebody else can use it,
But then I get really excited because I have like 4 of those graduated things that I can give to Adele, and it's like this gratification of the someday effect. Because
Okay, so here's-
I kept it, and now I can help Adele.
right, and unless you leave here tonight talking with her about when you're going to give it to her, this is the other thing that I hear a lot. I want somebody to have, I want it to get good use. And we're delaying, it's just another delaying the decision. My thing is, get it the hell out of your house. Just get it out. We donate everything. Goodwill takes everything. Don't listen to anybody who says they don't. I have researched Goodwill. I have talked to the head of UC Davis Employee Labor Relations because I heard some stuff about Goodwill that did not make me happy. And we talked for 90 minutes. And I am a Goodwill fan for the rest of my days. They're going to zero waste by 2016, 2017. That means every single thing that comes to their center, it's going to go somewhere. It's zero waste. Even our rags, clothes, stuff that we would never wear, we wouldn't even put on the street for homeless folks. So we just rags, they're just crap. Bring it to Goodwill. They will send it to Turkey and they'll make basketball courts out of it. I mean, they take everything. Salvation Army, on the other hand, I'm a social justice person. They have too much discrimination when it comes to who they serve and who their employees are, so nothing ever goes to good Salvation Army. But the National Council for Jewish Women give great receipt. Helping Hands for the Blind, the Disabled Veterans of America will come up and pick up your stuff. I mean, I think that there's so much poverty in this country, and there's so many people who have nothing that I want to get. If I'm going to get rid of it, I'm just going to go to a place to the people who, and then I have a place, I have a friend up in Tahunga, and she is, she's got a 3-foot brick wall that we call the wall. And I bring to the wall all the stuff. So one thing, what Goodwill won't take are boxes of tampons and Kotex. They don't take baby seats, car seats because of the laws. They won't take barely used bottles of shampoo or makeup out of the package. And I just bring all of this to the wall. There's a lot of poor people in Tahunga, and my friend sets all these things up on the wall, and folks just come and take what they need. And so I'm all about letting it go to a higher purpose. It just has to get the hell out of my house and I have a bag by my door. I have hardly anything. I'm really pared down. But every now and again, I'll see something in my apartment. I don't need that anymore. And I let it go. This candle is never going to smell. Let it go.
So what would you do with that candle that's never going to smell?
I bring it to Goodwill.
Really?
Yeah.
And they would do something. Because those are the kinds of things I end up having and think, I don't want to put it in the landfill. So maybe I'll wait till the power goes out and I'll use it then.
See, you got these future stuff. Allow right now to be the most comfortable. Give it a shot. Try that.
Thank you.
And you start dancing. We know when a space is cleared because we can twirl in the space. Other comments, questions? I know you gotta go. I'm kind of over time. So, yes.
Just quick comment. Just adding to your list, and I think Rosalind actually goes there a lot too. There's a place called PAC, People Assisting the Homeless.
Yeah.
And all my nice suits that I don't wear anymore, or even my husband's suits from the early 90s. It's
Yeah, they'll
like,
take
Hugo
it.
Boss that you don't want to get rid of. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, it's from like 1991. I drop it off there and
Yeah.
people use it for interviews.
Yeah,
So
there's
just
Chrysalis
throw it
Foundation
throw it on
downtown.
Partner,
We do
partner, you know.
tons of donations to the Downtown Women's Center. Downtown Women's Center is so awesome because they have 119 micro apartments for chronically homeless women. That means you've been on the streets for 5 years or more, and their average age is 48.
Do you ever do it at Alexandria?